Once upon a time in a small town, surrounded by green hills, there lived a young boy named Ethan. He was 15, curious, quiet, and full of dreams. But deep down, he always felt that his life was too small, too ordinary. Every morning he would sit by his bedroom window, watching the world outside. Children went to school laughing. Old people walked slowly to the park. Birds sang on the wires, and the golden sun painted the sky. But Ethan just watched and wished. He wished for something more. One day his teacher gave the class a small task. "Write about what makes you happy," she said with a gentle smile. Some students wrote about their families, some about their favorite games, others about their dreams. But Ethan couldn't think of anything. He stared at the blank page, feeling empty inside. When the bell rang, he quietly packed his bag and left the classroom. That evening, as he sat by his window, again he noticed something new. Across the street in the building opposite his house, there was a hospital window. A girl around his age was sitting beside it. She was thin and pale. A soft scarf covered her head, but her smile was bright and peaceful. Ethan began to notice her every day. Sometimes she read a book, sometimes she painted, sometimes she just looked at the sunset, her eyes full of light. He didn't know her name, but he felt like she was telling him something without words. One afternoon, Ethan decided to wave. To his surprise, the girl waved back. The next day, he took a big sheet of paper, wrote in bold letters, "Hi, what's your name?" and held it up to his window. The girl smiled and held her own. Note: "Lily, what's yours?" Ethan laughed and wrote, "Ethan, nice to meet you, Lily." Day after day, they talked through notes, about books, about dreams, about their favorite things. Lily told him that she was fighting cancer. She couldn't leave the hospital, but she said she never lost hope. "Hope," she wrote one day, "is like my window. It helps me see the world even when I can't go out." Those words touched Ethan deeply.
He realized how lucky he was to walk, to run, to breathe freely.
He had complained about his small life, while Lily was living each day with courage and grace. Weeks passed. Ethan started drawing pictures and holding them up to the window. Lily clapped and laughed every time. He read poems aloud so she could hear from across the street. Her eyes would shine with joy. But one morning, she wasn't there. Her window was empty. No books, no painting, no Lily. Ethan waited for hours, then days. His heart grew heavy. He hoped she would come back. A week later, he couldn't wait anymore. He went to the hospital carrying a small flower and a letter. At the counter, a nurse looked at him gently. "Are you Ethan?" she asked. He nodded silently. She handed him a folded note. "It's from Lily," she said softly. Ethan's hands trembled as he opened it. The note read, "Dear Ethan, if you're reading this, I might be somewhere better where there's no pain. But don't be sad. You gave me laughter when I needed it most. You reminded me that life isn't about how long we live, but how deeply we feel it. Promise me one thing, life fully, dream boldly. And when you look out your window, smile because I'll be smiling too." Tears rolled down Ethan's face. That evening he sat by his window again. The sun was setting, painting the sky in orange and pink. He whispered softly, "Thank you, Lily." From that day on, Ethan changed. He started enjoying little things, the sound of rain, the laughter of his friends, the smell of fresh bread from the bakery. He began helping others, volunteering at the hospital and writing stories about hope and kindness. His first story was called The Window of Hope. Years later, Ethan became an English teacher. On the wall of his classroom, he placed a painting of a window filled with sunlight. Below it, he wrote Lily's words. Hope is like a window. It helps you see the world, even when you cannot step outside. And whenever his students felt sad or lost, Ethan would tell them, don't stop looking out your window. The world is full of beauty, if you choose to see it. Moral of the story: every challenge in life can become a lesson if we face it with hope. Words, kindness, and small actions can change someone's world and your own.